What's up, everybody? Carl and Dakota here from Roll 'em If You Got 'em. We are just going to elaborate a little bit on the commander-specific units that we're looking to the community to help us build for the campaign, basically. Because we've played the campaign a few times through, and we kind of, with the special unit that they give you, and then like you swapping commanders in and out, things just get messy. And we're like, well, what if each commander just had their own unit, and it was in an Eddard's Honor Guard, King's Guard type of deal, and we actually started to come up with some really cool stuff. So that's why we wanted to do this, but it's just a lot of work, and we're like, well, if we create all of these units, we don't want them to all have like this same flavor. Is that what you want to call it?
Yes.
Right. So if we outsource some of it to the community, we could probably get some really cool stuff. And with living in the limbo of 1.7 right now, it's nice because these guys are kind of 1.7 proof. Like, if we're just making up our own stuff, then it is what it is. If we get to 1.7 and what we made were 10-point units and now they look like 13-point units, we'll fix that. But, whatever. I'm trying to have some fun. Um, so a couple of things we wanted to look at a couple of units we've already done and show you how, like, because the idea is this to be like a free 10-point unit. So show you like our Grey Worm and our Barristan Selmy units, which are both based off of the Unsullied. You don't have to do a whole lot to go from 10 to 9 or from 9 to 10. But when you're taking Spearwives, like our Chase inspired unit, turning Spearwives up to 10 points, there's a lot of room for growth there. So we're just going to show a couple of these, and then we're just going to do one live. And Dakota's going to help me pick a random
hmm
faction, random commander, and we're going to be like, all right, how do we build a unit that just really drives home the point that this unit commander tries to make? So we'll start with showing the Selmy and the Grey Worm units that we've made here. This is Selmy Stoutest. They're your normal Unsullied, basically. And here's Grey Worm's Elite. Uh, so Selmy Stoutest, like I said, we're taking a 9-point unit, turn them up 10. Set defense. So no charge, flank, or rear bonuses. Um, Normal Unsullied stats the rest of the way through. Grey Worm's Elite, slightly better morale. One extra die at second and third ranks. Uh, pretty pretty simple build for these two guys here.
Yeah. Not much change in going from 9 to 10 points. Obviously set defense, just to make Salmi's unit a little bit more tanky because I know he has the um, what is it, unyielding knight. I know, or he can mark a unit. Well, not mark a unit, but single out a unit, and he gets better offense against them.
Brienne's
Um,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's Brienne's thing. Just to make him be able to get to that a little bit easier, and then if you're a little bit out of position, you're not as in bad shape.
Yep.
Um, And then for Grey Worm's Elite, it's just like, okay, just taking the Unsullied, make them just a little bit better so they can last a little longer, but in a slightly different way.
Truth. All right. The next one we'll have here will be our Tywin. Tywin's Lion Knights. Now, this might be a joke that doesn't resonate so much with Dakota here, but anyone else out there who has kids, the urge to call these Tywin's Lion Guard was just through the roof. But I just kept thinking about that. It's basically the Lion King's. It's Simba's kid. He runs the Lion Guard. Anyways,
Yeah, I have no idea.
yeah. See, that's how I felt when you and Chase were talking Star Wars the other night. Now you,
Right.
you get to live in Disney cartoons with me. So Tywin's Lion Knights here. We used this is a bit of a mix of like the old Warriors Sons with some cool Tywin stuff. We gave them 875 on twos. Might be OP, but we didn't give them. They have no critical blow, no sundering, no vicious, no precision. So they're 875, but they're not bringing anything extra with those. We added the Baratheon ability here. What's that called in Baratheon?
Um,
The Wardens.
uh, target opening. I believe it's
Okay.
called target opening, or it's Warhammer. Um,
Okay.
it's one of them. I can't remember. I mean, that's the two abilities I have.
Gotcha. So we called it Lion's Mane. If the defender rolls one of the defensive saves, they become weakened. Tywin's whole shtick is
Hmm.
weakened. So we're like, all right, let's give him a free weaken token. We gave him this war etiquette. So when this unit passes a morale test, one friendly unit within long range is granted Lannister supremacy for the rest of the round. That might be too good. It's pretty
I mean, yeah,
awesome. I
yeah,
mean,
and it's one of those things too where you can take other units that don't have supremacy and then give it to them, and it just helps them
right.
drive a little bit better, and
It,
it gives them that like Lannister feel, that real Lannister feel,
it
like the
and
guardsmen
the
and
idea
knights
behind
have.
it was Tywin being in the middle of combat. Like
Hmm.
Tywin's going to be in the heart of the army, so this was his way to kind of buff any which direction um, in his long range. Yeah, so basically you want to put him in the middle of the table and try to bounce that ability to wherever you want. And then loyalty to the crown, which just made incredible sense, honestly, for Tywin's unit. But when a friendly into you claims a crown, replace effect with this unit makes a free attack action. So it's not a free charge; it's just a free attack. So it's not something you're gonna hit 6 times a game or whatever. It's a nice little buff, especially with them. If you're on full ranks, you're probably gonna get 7 hits there and a chance to spread some weekend without having to activate Tywin, and then you can use his activation. Uh, it's kind of an awesome unit. I'm a big fan of these guys.
Yeah, yeah, I was a big fan of those also.
And then finally, we'll have our chase inspired Mance's infiltrators. Really wanted to come up with a better name for these guys. I googled a thesaurus and was looking for words, and none of them popped.
Yeah, so
So
this is actually
yeah,
one that
go
we
for it.
came up when recording, and we basically threw it out to Chase to say, what would you want kind of your commander unit to look like? And he came up with like the spearwife motif, um, and then we all kind of just like threw in the different ideas because he likes the crude spear, where you can have an attack profile different when charging, and he liked that. Then we threw in some other spices to make it better. Hmm.
Yeah, we didn't have to do a lot. I think the dice are the same, or maybe one at last rank may have gotten added.
Yeah, they might be that, but we did make them 3+ on both.
Right,
They
3+ on
were
both.
fours.
We added charge and volley, which everyone knows is the bastards girls and the Dothraki veterans. The shoot charge, which it's like, well,
Hmm.
they have both attack profiles. They're a unit that fits in that shtick kind of, so just give them both of those abilities. Cool. And then we added this in plain sight. Uh, Enemy combat units outside of short range cannot target this unit with range attacks, charges, or abilities. So we're talking, obviously, range attacks and charges are self-explanatory, but something like trappers, like you can't trap these guys if they're outside of short range, or um, or Tywin. When Tywin
Hmm.
activates and gives someone a weaken token. If he's outside of short range, he can't give these guys a weaken token. So I really wanted to make it 9 inches, but that just didn't make sense. I was like, let's just make it short range. So that way we have verbiage
Hmm.
consistencies, which is kind of what we're looking for here. So yeah, this is kind of what we've come up with. We have a couple other ones that are like in the middle kind of their process. I know we made a Davos one. I gave it to Dakota. And he's like, "Oh, that sucks. Like all the rest of the Baratheon units." And I'm like, "Listen, I tried. I don't know. Not even I can make Baratheon units good."
Yeah, yeah, and then like I know with the spearwives, they look pretty similar to their normal card, just a little bit better. But then we gave them that really cool like in plain sight, and we're like, that's definitely worth a couple points because obviously they're normally four. They didn't get buffed too much, other than I think their morale might have got buffed, and then the abilities
right.
obviously.
Which Mance walks around
Um,
with his own morale, but
yeah, so we didn't really care that
so
much,
we're like,
but
I guess we'll give it a 6 because if Mance gets taken away, then that
yeah.
way there's still a morale thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean they'd still die pretty easily if you can. But, you're gonna have to put in some work to attack these guys. So yeah, whatever. So okay, Give me a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, give me number 1 through 10.
Number 4.
Number 4, you have Davos Seaworth. Here
We're
you
going back
go.
to
We're
Davos.
going back to Davos. All right. Uh,
I'm gonna actually pull him up really quick. That way I can see um his attachment abilities while I'm thinking about it.
so, all right. Let me pull some stuff up here. Also, all right. So, whoa, way too big. Okay. So we're gonna have Davos's unit here. Um, uh, I guess we give them the same name, right? Smuggler's Men. That was
Yep.
okay. So we will need a movement stat, attack dice. What comes next?
Defense morale.
Defense, morale, and then we'll have abilities here. Okay. So, oh, and we also need what card art would you like them to have?
Um, let's have them have. We can go with the Sentinel card art. I know
Okay.
we think we used that before. We can go with that again. It makes sense.
All right. So, what are you thinking here? Let's take a look at Davos's cards real quick. He's got so you swap out ours as the Fury for flea bottom tricks. Friendly combat unit activates a free maneuver, free march or maneuver. You have everything. When a friendly combat unit is destroyed, you may move one attachment from that unit to another friendly unit within long range, ignoring attachment restrictions. For the king, when a friendly combat unit activates, choose one of the following. It's kind of like Jon Snow's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
+2 movement, +1 to hit, restore 2 wounds, remove a condition token. If that unit contains Davos Seaworth, which this unit always will,
Mm-hmm.
choose 2. So, and then you have Parlay. When a friendly combat unit activates, as its action, place activation token on an enemy unit within short range. And then Davos himself, what's he got?
He has. I'm getting the names here. Loyalty Stannis Baratheon. So that one doesn't matter. And then this unit, he has Pathfinder, so this unit gains +1 movement and ignores dangerous, hindering, and rough keyword terrain pieces.
So basically, if you give this unit a 5 movement, they're gonna have a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's a way to lose attachment abilities without losing unit abilities. If you give them a 6, they're gonna have a 7.
Mm-hmm. And they're not going to care about terrain.
They're not gonna care about stuff. You want to give them a 5 or a 6?
I think just for funness, let's give them a 6.
I thought you were gonna say a 7. I was like, okay.
Yeah, crank it up to 8. No, let's give them 6. That way they have a 7, which is, I mean, elite movement wise.
Yep. Okay. The base Sentinels are going to be showing up with an 864 attack profile hitting on a 3 plus. How do you feel about those numbers?
Um, I say we do 3 plus, but we go like 875. Or no, let's go 876.
Plus
876 is
876.
on a 3 plus.
Okay.
Just because he also has the card, then he can go to 2 plus. If you give him the 2 plus, then that card doesn't matter. You're never going to pick that thing. I mean, it gives you some more options if you want to pick it.
Gotcha. Hmm. Just looking for maybe a more Baratheon-ish text here. Something's got to be easy to see.
You
How's
could probably
that?
put over the throne. You can probably see it.
over the throne. Oh yeah, I can just put it right over top of us. There we go.
Or make it yellow. Make it yellow. Put it back over the throne.
How's that? That should
Yeah.
work. Okay. Defense. Keep them at a. What are these guys running? A 4? Keep them at a
Yeah,
4.
these guys are on 4. Yeah, 4 is fine. 4 is fine.
So you're picking up. So you're picking up 1 dice at second rank and 2 dice at last rank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep them at a 4. Morale.
Um, morale. I was either thinking like a 5 or a 6. I don't want to make it like. I think 5 might be too good, but
We'll see what abilities.
yeah, that's we can come back to that one after we pick abilities. I don't think it should stay at a 7. It should at least be a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
Because these guys follow Davos. I mean, they're gonna
Right.
be they're gonna hang around and fight for Davos.
Are they keeping double hammers and sundering?
Um, hmm, 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 hmm. They, yeah, they can keep the double
Okay.
hammers and sundering. Yeah, that one's a simple. I think that one, they can keep that. Hmm.
All right. So probably 2 more abilities, unless you come up with something real crazy.
Hmm. Now, ability wise, what would be flavorful for him?
What about Sentinel from the Dragonstone Noble?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, obviously we're on the Sentinels here. Um, so putting that on him would be cool. It gives him like that extra
Or
enhanced
instead of the double
mobility.
hammers, you could give him Lord's Wrath, which is sundering and +2 hits for each wound this model. Wait, what?
That's for it's a solo.
Okay. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, we could put that on Sentinel now.
Too much. Too much. I was
We
like,
could do like
hold the phone.
um
Let's
yeah, no,
see.
Sundering
No,
would be fine.
no blackguard abilities make sense. Hmm. Let's think about some of the high movement units here. What are they bringing to the table?
Swift Strike is on dervishes. They have Bushwhack. Uh, so enemies that this unit successfully charge, flank or rear, become panicked and weakened.
Okay, we want one of those, Swift Strike or Bushwhack.
I think it would make more sense for Bushwhack
Okay.
because you're not going to probably if you get like a free charge in, uh, you'll want to stay in there.
So Bushwhack is the panicked and weakened.
Panicked and weakened, yes.
I spelled that wrong. Right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Sure.
No. One
No.
E after the N.
Oh, you know what? There's a little spell check feature. Maybe. Maybe not. 1E.
There
No.
you go. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's
Listen,
what it says on this card art right here that I'm looking at.
I throw balls far. You want words, data, language here. Little Rick and Morty joke for anyone out there. Okay. So we got panicked and weakened in the flank. We got double hammers and sundering. Little outflank maybe. The
Outflank would be cool because then you could it's like he'd be coming in late to save the day, which is totally Davos way to roll.
um outflank, but instead of maneuver zone, should he require something else as a smuggler?
Hmm.
Should he require the tactic zone? No, Baratheons already want the tactic zone.
Yeah, we already went the tactic zone. I would say maybe like the crown zone. Um, because the Baratheons do want the crown, but
Right,
it's not
right.
as prevalent. It's not as prevalent as wanting the tactics zone.
I'm gonna steal the name that we used on because we had a we've like I said we've done Davos's unit before, but we didn't really like it. Um, call it Smuggler's Advantage.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so claim crown and deploy on flank, unactivated. There you go. Is that 10 point unit?
Uh, Let me see. Yeah, I would think it would
Eight
be because
seven
I mean I've.
six defensive 4, morale 5, movement
Hmm.
of 7 basically.
Hmm.
Double hammers, bushwhacked, smuggler's advantage. Big fan. There you
Yeah,
go.
huge fan of that.
There you go. So as you guys see, that's kind of we just go through like, all right, let's make things a little bit better. We added a couple dice, added a little bit of morale, added some movement, and then we're like, all right, how do you really double down on what this commander wants to do? Davos, he likes the movement stuff. He wants to, and he's a smuggler. It makes sense. He's kind of coming in from the side. Big fan.
Hmm.
All right. Well, if you know, we appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you would like to submit some of yours, go to either our Facebook page, roll them if you got them, or you could comment on the video that or the link we had posted to the previous episode with Chase, and just kind of, drop something like this. Make sure you get the commander. If you want to name it, name it. If not, be like, hey, you guys come up with something. And then what unit you're thinking for card art.
Hmm.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah, and then if we get some cool ones, we'll make the cards up and then put them out together for if anybody else wants to use
yeah,
them.
because we may have a crazy campaign being played here in the little bit distant future. Depends on how brave me and Dakota try to get here. We talked about doing
Yeah,
an event, a campaign
yeah,
event. We'll call it that.
yeah. We'll call it that.
All right. If that happens, we'll update everyone eventually. Dun dun dun. Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Dakota, any words before we get out of here?
Nope. Just thanks for joining us, and then make sure you, if you haven't already, just give us a like on our Facebook page and check out our podcast that we um, are posting bi-weekly now.
Boom. Bye.
Bye.